Almost. Almost. We are just on this Thursday. One more day till Friday at 9 o'clock on the dot on this beautiful 19th day of January. Hope you guys are having a great day. I am too. You know, I had the opportunity, spoiler, program note, whatever you want to call it. Tomorrow, going to be talking to Riverbend CEO. I just taped that interview with the gang today because, well, they're busy. They got to meet every morning before school starts. They're getting ready for their trade show. They're starting their local businesses. I love the program. I just had the opportunity last week to go over to Alton High and talk to prospective students that want to join the program. It was really a great conversation. Love all what Riverbend CEO and Katie Cibolo does for our, youth and our next generation. I mean, you got to invest in the youth. If you don't, then they aren't going to come back into town and start their businesses. There's correlations that prove that. And Riverbend CEO is bridging the gap. They're going to join us at 10 tomorrow. And today, we're celebrating Post Commons anniversary. Hugh Halter is going to be joining us for that. Then, special guest. We got some breaking news coming in at 9:40. I already know what it is, but I'm not going to tell you. But all I know is that the NCBA is back and going to join us. And Dallas Mart's going to hang out in studio with us, too, to talk about some pretty big stuff coming our way. Then at 10:10, we're going to be talking to on-the-spot fingerprinting. This is something I kind of stumbled upon in a way. Ashley upstairs was found the account, found the business, and it was on our system, and I went, oh my God, that looks so cool. Let's learn about fingerprinting. So I called, and Andrea picked up the phone. She's ready to come on the show at 10:10 to share with us the art of fingerprinting. Maybe you have something that you need done. She has a service that provides all of that for us. That's going to be really cool. Then at 10:35, we are talking to the first female sheriff's deputy of Jersey County, and really looking forward to that too. As you can tell, my sinuses are still here, but they're getting a lot better. I mean, 10 times better. I couldn't even believe it. Yesterday, like at 2 o'clock, I was able to breathe for the first time in 2 weeks, and I'm looking forward to breathing for 2 hours today and not, gasping for air. Going to be a great show. I want you to be a part of the program with me. 618-759-7469. That's 618-759-7469. And I want to hear from you. Let me know if you have questions for guests, if you have a comment directed at me. Hey, you can use it. It's your platform. Or you can join us on the Google Meet link, as we've had people do in the past. I love that aspect of the show. But most importantly, I love you guys hanging out with me. Let me take you to top of the hour news at 9:03 on this 19th day of January. From Dan Brandon, Alton officers arrest man carrying non-lethal guns. The Alton Police Department received a report at 1:59 p.m. on Wednesday, the 18th of January, of a male subject walking in the 1200th block of East Broadway while armed with a handgun. Officers located a subject matching that description of a male with what appeared to be a handgun in his left hand, as well as a rifle in a backpack. Alton Police Chief Jarrett Ford said officers ordered the male to drop the weapon, but he disobeyed commands and instead racked the weapon and continued walking away from the police officers. Quote, despite the male subject continuing to disobey lawful commands, officers were able to detain him and take him into custody despite resistance, Chief Ford said. He is now in custody at the Alton jail. Ford concluded ultimately the handgun and the rifle were determined to be realistic-looking, less lethal guns. It is unclear what the suspect's intentions were, but the officers showed great restraint in what could have been easily a lethal encounter. That's the end of the quote from the Alton Police Chief. We'll have details as they come out. In Edwardsville, Play It Again Sports is preparing for their Edwardsville opening. From Dalton Brown over here at RiverBender.com in Edwardsville, it's getting a new, and used sporting goods store in the next few months. Dan Brindleston, who owns the upcoming Edwardsville location of Play It Again Sports, said that as such a fitness and sports-centric community, Edwardsville has needed a sporting goods store like this for quite a while. For years, I've been saying, and a lot of other people have been saying, how does Edwardsville, a city that has pretty much everything else, how do we not have a sporting goods store for real sporting goods, he said. We're going to change that. We're going to bring a real sporting goods store back to the community. And Brindleston described Play It Again Sports as a hometown sporting goods store with a wide range of new and quality used sporting goods from beginner level to varsity level. The Edwardsville location will be at 4 Club Center Court, Suite A. Once open, it's business hours Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., and on Sunday from noon to 6. The store opening will happen in 2 phases. Phase 1 starts on the 6th of February with the open to buy used sporting goods from the community. During Phase 2, the grand opening, the store will be open to both buy and sell sporting goods. Brindleston said they're aiming to fully open in mid-March. Also in the news in Godfrey, from Dalton Brown, Godfrey Mayor Mike McCormick declared January 25th is Mary P. Woodcock Day in honor of Mary P. Woodcock celebrating her 100th birthday at the Godfrey Village Board of Trustees on the 17th of January. That meeting, the Village Board also passed several other items on the agenda. The full recording is available on RiverBender.com. Quote from the meeting, Mary P. Woodcock will obtain the golden age of 100 years on the 25th of January, and whereas the kindness and generosity Mary has shown to all has been her special gift to the citizens of Godfrey, and whereas reaching a centennial anniversary of her birth is great cause for celebration, now, therefore, I, Michael J. McCormick, Mayor of the Village of Godfrey, proclaim the 25th of January as Mary P. Woodcock Day in the Village of Godfrey, he said. Before diving into official business, McCormick began Tuesday night's meeting with a moment of silence to honor the late Paul Lowski, the father of trustee Rick Lowski. For a full list of all the ordinances and topics discussed, head on over to RiverBender.com, where Dalton Brown has some great insight on the village board meeting. Also in the news from Dan Brannon, content director at RiverBender.com, Alton High School Band Wind Ensemble selected for prestigious Educators Conference Show. Alton High School's band has always been a formidable force throughout Illinois in music competitions. AHS band director Blake Cordy said the band's wind ensemble has been selected to perform at the Illinois State Music Educators Conference for the first time in over 30 years at the end of January. The band will be performing at the annual Illinois Music Educators Conference, and we consider that a tremendous honor, Cordy said. In conjunction with seminars, educators have an opportunity to see performances of other music ensembles throughout the state. It is a rigorous audition and application process to be accepted, but we started in February, March, and April of last year, the application performance, and put together ensemble recordings with the application. A total of 41 students, all of them are listed on RiverBender.com, are part of the Alton High School Wind Ensemble. The students will perform in a send-off at 7:30 p.m. on January the 24th at the Alton High School Auditorium. For anyone who wishes to attend, we all should. The performance at the Music Educators Conference, is at 8:15 in the morning on the 28th day of January in Peoria. That's a look at what's happening locally right here at 908 in downtown Alton. Make sure you sign up for your daily email update and join over 60,000 of us every day. We get an email called Around the Riverbend. This is where you get statewide news, national news. You get your classified listings, events that are happening in the area, local news, local sports, everything you need to get through the day. I always tell people, even when I was working in St. Louis radio, I still utilized RiverBender.com and Around the Riverbend, so make sure you sign up for it. Let me tell you about another great company and supporter of this show and RiverBender.com as a whole, Medical Cannabis Outreach. To date, the medical cannabis outreach folks and clinics have provided application process and access to cannabis-friendly providers who recommend medical cannabis as a treatment for qualified patients. Over 40,000 individuals so far in multiple states. It's growing every day. They look forward to help and serve and join you on your journey to wellness. Their founders, Eric and Capri Sweat, have been instrumental in medical cannabis even being legalized in the state of Illinois. And they've been doing such great work. You call them, and we've all been there where y'all kind of consider it. I mean, we've all been in a phase of our life, and maybe it's chronic pain, maybe it's you aren't feeling good mentally, or maybe you're just trying to shake the rust off, and you look into maybe obtaining your card, and you go to your primary care doctor, and they're kind of looking at you like, man, should we put them, in holding for 24 hours? Are you all right? Is everything good? They kind of treat you like you're crazy. But Eric and Caprice and Medical Cannabis Outreach have assembled just great cannabis-friendly healthcare providers that will take your concerns seriously. There's over 40 qualifying conditions, so why don't you head on over to medicalcannabisoutreach.com to learn how you could qualify for that medical cannabis card. And hey, the best part of it, no taxes being paid once you pick up your purchase. For more information, check them out online, medicalcannabisoutreach.com. It's 9:10 on this 19th day of January. Coming up, we're celebrating the anniversary over at Post Commons, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of our daily show.
won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, Free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Are you in the market for new flooring? Look no further than Ed Eagles Discount Carpet. Ed Eagles has an enormous inventory of carpet, tile, vinyl, and hardwood with professionally trained carpet installers that will treat your project and home with the utmost respect. Lowe's and Home Depot can't even compare. Our discounted prices regularly beat out the big box stores. Stop by today to have your new flooring ready for the holiday season. Ed Eagles, quality carpet, tile, vinyl, and hardwood at discount prices, located on Humbert Road in Alton.
When it comes to the C-Force line of ATVs, there truly is a seat for every behind. Whether you want to get started with the easy-to-ride C-Force 400 or ride with the big boys on the C-Force 800 XC, you'll find the right machine for you and your wallet.
Riverbender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBender.com.
To be mad with anyone. It's not unusual to be sad with anyone. But if I ever find that you've changed,
get on back here. Screen's turning off on me. It is 9:13 on this 19th day of January. Right in front of me, Hugh Halter. Post comments, man, celebrating 5 years already.
5 years.
That's incredible. How's it been? How's the journey been so far?
You know, honestly, it's been awesome. You know, the 2 years of COVID weren't great. You know, right. I mean, I think everybody in town struggled, but yeah, we've enjoyed the common struggle with the local businesses down here, and super thankful that we're at 5 years. So
absolutely. And you know what's so interesting about this? I was telling you before the air. I met with Roger at Post Commons to start the show, and I've been, you know, so many times having the meetings there. I mean, you guys have a great location and have a great atmosphere about it too. Was that something that you instilled day one? Let's keep this.
Well, I mean, it was in the building, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
Honestly, people, I think if we, you know, when I don't know if most people know the story, but the Simmons family donated that building. So wow. It, you know, it began really as a nonprofit. And a few friends of mine around the country actually just put gift money into it. So it was you know, $750,000 that was put into the building. And we knew once we started building it out that people would want to sit in there, you know. And wow. So yeah, I mean, it is more get the building breathing and let it do what it was going to do. But the businesses became more of an issue of what was needed in the town, and we tried to just kind of keep that going.
That's incredible. And another thing, I thought you moved in here about 7 years ago, moved into town. Where were you from originally?
Denver, Colorado.
Wow. So a little bit of a geographical change
quite
there,
a change.
huh?
Actually, Portland, Oregon originally, and then 15 years in Denver. And our son, Ryan, had a really severe epilepsy condition from birth, and we eventually found Beverly Farms as an assisted living center for him. So, you know, it was 7 years before we moved out. We moved Ryan out here, and we would just fly in and visit him. No sense of, you know, thinking about moving here, you know, and all of a sudden my wife one day down at the old Tony's goes, why don't we just move here and see if we can do something to get some stuff started. So it was a frustration of at the time not being able to find a cup of coffee when we would come in and visit him. And we saw all the beautiful buildings, but so many of them were boarded up at the time. And yeah, it just kind of became a family mission, if you will. My 2 adult daughters and their husbands came, and we thought, let's try to do something. We had no idea that the Simmons family would give us the building, but once that happened, then we went, okay, that's why we're here for now.
That's just incredible, and it's actually really cool because I mean, you're not living here. You got to kind of jump in and see the development kind of happen before your eyes too. You know, the boarded up building started to have the boards pull off them a little bit.
Totally.
And the dust is blowing off. What's been the most exciting part of being at your location, and just all the things that you've encountered over the 5 years?
Yeah, it's all people.
Yeah,
honestly, that's why
right
we're
on.
doing the 5-year anniversary. We just wanted to say thanks to everybody, but. I always tell the people that are working in the Post, I say, you're the commodity, even though we got great coffee and food and events and all that stuff. I feel like it's the family inside the Post that I'm most personally excited about. But the gift of the Post to me has been all the people that I've gotten to meet that come through the doors. And I think our team would say the same thing. We just always go like unbelievable. So great people.
That's just incredible. And, like you said, every time I go in there, it's always just the most pleasant thing. From the customers to the employees working, it's just really relaxing, a great environment. Yeah. Well, let's flash forward to you celebrating 5 years. When's the date and how can we come and celebrate with you?
It'll be on Saturday, which is, usually our busiest day, but normal business hours, 7 to 2. And but we're going to have we'll have the bar open early. And
nice.
That was kind of a Saturday thing. Many times we'd have somebody in the bar doing some great breakfast cocktails and that type of thing. So we'll do that. We'll have some live music and have some food and drink specials. And I think we're even doing something for the kids with some white Post-Common T-shirts where they can color on their own T-shirts. So you can bring your kids, and it'll be crazy in there this Saturday.
I might bring my little cousin. He's a drawer. All the sheets are not safe at the house.
Better on T-shirts than the walls, right?
That's for darn sure. And, another thing that you guys do is having these really cool events that I always see. Every once in a while there's always events happening. Who do you go? Is that something that you utilized with this space from day one, is making sure you had some different things going on?
Yeah, we weren't sure it would be that big of a deal, but
right.
we ended up putting a bunch of wood on a back wall in that one back room, and then we just started getting wedding events like crazy. And the events is really, I'd say, I really feel like we're one of the premier event space in town.
Oh, yeah.
The way the building just sets up. So yeah, we do a lot of weddings and a lot of business meetings and things like that.
That's just incredible. And you're right. I look at that wall every time. I'm like, that would be a really cool place to do like a live show every once in a while,
Yep.
That would be cool. Well, talk to us a little bit more about some of your coffee, because you have your own page dedicated to it on the website. And take us through just the coffee that you do provide.
Yeah, early on, I grew up, I'm 54, so I grew up on Starbucks and gas station coffee. And when we realized it was going to be a coffee shop, we ended up finding David McCann, and he just has become literally a treasure, I think, to the area, because he was a coffee nut, And there's what we call third wave coffee, which is when you do everything the way it's supposed to be done. So the right water, the right way of roasting, whatever. So originally, it really was coffee first. That was kind of the passion. Probably still is. Most people don't know that because the building serves so many other things now. But we wanted the coffee to keep expanding. So that became Idle Roasting Company. And so we actually roast our own coffee now. We started doing that 2 years ago and are just beginning to expand that. So people can come in, they can actually buy bags of coffee now. And
that's what I was seeing.
Stuff like that.
That's
and
awesome.
I think we've got, and I'm not just saying this because now I've learned not to just enjoy the bitter coffee, but I've learned what coffee's really supposed to taste like. And I think our coffee's as good as anywhere in St. Louis. So.
And see, that's a whole nother world I haven't experienced yet, because I have my jet fuel over here. And, and I always get, every time I have somebody in that's, into the coffee world, they look at it and go, oh my God, what are you doing, CJ? But what's been the most surprising aspect of that journey in developing, you're roasting your own coffee and learning that new industry and all the different flavors?
Yeah, well, it's the taste stuff. Like I always tell people, like anything that you enjoy, you have to develop some taste for, right?
Yeah.
So, I've grown to be quite a whiskey lover. Well, I didn't like that the first time that went in, And so I've had to learn how to really enjoy the kind of beautiful sweet edge of really fine coffee. So I always tell people, like, keep trying. So you should get off that can of energy drink at some point.
Yes, I do.
But you've got to just slowly move your way in. So we always say start with some lattes, work your way to some cappuccinos, and then just start enjoying just a straight black cup of coffee, which is what I love. So
that's incredible. And I got to ask you, when you're developing the building and things are, that's no easy task. It's good to look back on it now, but at the time you're getting money put into it, you're renovating it. What was one of the most challenging aspects of getting that up and operational?
The size of the building, and it's such a sturdy structure. Every wall is 12 to 18 inches of just cement. And so, we had to add all new plumbing, all new electrical, an entirely new roof. And so it took us about 10 months to literally renovate the whole thing. It was 12 hours a day. And, but we knew, literally it was day one when we opened it. People, I think, just came in and went, what the heck? Why was this not? So most people don't know it was boarded up for 60 years.
Right. And that's the thing, because whenever you open it, now the first time I walked inside, I will never forget it, because I'm going, I did not realize how big the building was. I'm glad you said it, because from the street view, it's still a big building, but the size is really not.
Well, especially like for a sit-down coffee type place, because people realize, they don't ever have to get pushed out of a table. So a lot of people ended up, that's their office. People started to work. A few people would ask us, like, is it okay if I work here? And we went, yeah, that's the purpose of our nonprofit side of what we do. Is so we're trying to incubate good works anywhere in Alton. People that, we had somebody that wanted to start a bakery, so we let them use our commercial space, and off is Fox's Boxes, and everybody knows that as a great bakery. So we literally have tried to, we want people to come to us and go, hey, I have an idea, and we want people to use the building, and if they can't afford office space, they can come in and just sit there, enjoy coffee, and we want to see everybody succeed. So the building really does have a purpose way beyond money that we make from whatever we serve. So
absolutely, and I got to ask you, what I really think is the best part, one of my favorite parts of the building, is seeing just the old post office still, the fragments of it. And was that something that you guys really made sure to maintain some type of that originality to the building?
Yeah, if you go like right next to the coffee bar is the whiskey bar, right? Yep. And we basically looked at all those old post office, and we left every one of the labels or the names on there. People have actually come in and started to cry because they find their grandfather's old business name on there.
Wow.
And so, we said that's going to be that's where we started. It was like, let's keep that post office. And we kept all the old windows and the writings that were on the windows, the old postmaster room, and we really didn't have to think. The building just said, hey, do this, just get me breathing, but just, keep the old stuff.
And that's so, and now I got to ask you, you have all these, you have a great plan, you had a great vision, but did you expect all the community support? That it seems like the community really does cherish the space you guys provide.
Yeah, we worried about people just being downtown. I remember when Cheryl and I would fly in, and we would stay down, on Broadway, and we have a picture where there's no cars on the entire street, and we were like, does anybody come down here? And so, originally there was like, will people actually come to downtown Alton and check out some business? And we also were concerned about the coffee. There wasn't really a coffee culture at the time.
No.
I grew up Portland and Denver. It was heavy, heavy coffee culture. And people took to it day one, and it's really been fantastic. Sales are better now than they were, pre-COVID, and that's, I think, a good sign that the Post, as we always said, we wanted to become Alton's living room, and we feel like now the amount of regulars that come in every day, it's got a solid base, and I think we're here to stay. So
without a doubt. Well, segued it perfectly. What's the plan for the next 5 years?
Just keep doing what we're doing.
Yep.
Even during COVID, I told our team, like, our only job here is to stay in business, like, because it does provide a service for people. I was actually talking to Roger.
Yeah, great guy.
And I was saying the one thing that I feel like we've done is provide a way for people to connect. And people have always said, hey, I had an important meeting at the Post that changed everything for me, or I met somebody, and that actually opened up a whole new future for me related to job. So we literally just want to stay open. We keep adding little micro businesses all the time. There's a lot of incubation going on all the time in the building. But we want those ideas to come through the front door. So we don't try to personally go, hey, let's do this year. We just go, if somebody comes in and we can help them with their business, anything related to the building, then we want to do that. So
absolutely. And let's circle back real quick and highlight again this Saturday. A great opportunity for you to help celebrate Alton's Living Room's 5-year anniversary. I love it. A party on Saturday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Now, $5 a kid?
I think for the T-shirt.
Okay.
That's what gets them the T-shirt. So
nice.
It's not a cover charge to get your kids in, but they get a T-shirt on that.
That'd be a hell of a business.
That would be. Actually, that's not a bad idea.
Thinking out loud here. Yeah. 925. Well, he really appreciated it. And for everyone that maybe has a question, maybe they want to utilize some of the spaces that you have, what's the best way to reach out to you guys?
Probably just find Natalie. Just walk in and ask for Natalie. She runs all of our events, and somebody will direct you to her. So.
And actually, before I let you go, let me talk to you about your team a little bit, because you do have a dedicated staff. And is there anyone you'd like to highlight for their work? Or
Because they're just literally all great. We've got 4 managers that run the coffee, the events, the cafe. Many people are starting to get to know Shift Agency. That now is really basically the idea was a co-working space downstairs, but we've basically given them control to create really a space for creatives. So if somebody is actually working in any of the creative arts, music, graphic design, anything like that, I'd say walk downstairs and
check them out.
Yeah, check them out. They want to help out too.
Well, Hugh, I really appreciate it, and congratulations on 5 years. And I'll look forward to talking to you whenever you want to come back on. You got any news you want to share? Come back, and in 5 years, regardless, you got to come back.
Hopefully, you'll be off that canned energy drink by then. So we'll be good to go.
We'll find out. So stay tuned. 9:26 coming up next is NCBA. We're going to learn about some breaking news that's getting ready to hit Alton here at 9:40. So let's sit back, relax, and see where the morning takes us.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Mungan Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Mungan Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Mungan Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible. Covering auto, home, business, and life insurance, our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
RiverBender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBenderRadio.com.
Are you in the market for new flooring? Look no further than Ed Eagles Discount Carpet. Ed Eagles has an enormous inventory of carpet, tile, vinyl, and hardwood with professionally trained carpet installers that will treat your project and home with the utmost respect. Lowe's and Home Depot can't even compare. Our discounted prices regularly beat out the big box stores. Stop by today to have your new flooring ready for the holiday season. Ed Eagles, quality carpet, tile, vinyl, and hardwood at discount prices. Located on Humbert Road in Alton.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
If you like to get out and go with a friend riding shotgun, the Z-Force line of sports side-by-sides are the perfect machines for you. Whether exploring the backcountry or racing down the trails, these beasts flat out give you more without having to pay for more. Life's too short to stay home.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Lennox system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox, innovation never felt so good.
Come on and sing along all night long.
Alrighty, before I give you some news, look at that guy. Something's happening. Dallas Martz, Alton River Dragons. How you doing, man?
Good. How about yourself?
Oh, you're doing okay. Look at you back at the radio helm.
What's that?
You're back on the radio helm right
I
now,
put my
man.
headphones on so I look like I really know what I'm doing.
Well, you know, we got some really good news that we're going to break to you guys here in a couple of minutes. But right now, let me tell you about some guy that's really been a big advocate for this show and a supporter of mine, and somebody that you will need to know. Because guess what? You never need to know a lawyer till you need to know one. Isn't that right?
Yep,
And
absolutely.
I've been through the litigation field time and time again, and Sean Lentz over at Lentz Law Firm, 2600 Edward Street is the guy that I call for all my litigation concerns. He's the best for personal injury, dog bites, medical malpractice, trucking cases. He handles it all. And if you have some criminal work, don't worry. He has a contact book that's extensive, and I've seen him find representation states away. He'll do the same for you, so give him a call today. 618-465-8000. That's 618-465-8000. When you get Terry on the phone, say, hey, Terry, CJ said to try out his lawyer. And coming up, Dallas Martz. Let's preview this a little bit. Let's tease him, you know?
All right, yeah.
Well, I don't know. How do we tease this?
I don't know. It's pretty tough. No, some exciting news. You know, one of the things that one of the goals with the artificial turf at Lloyd Hopkins Field was not just for the River Dragons, not just for Marquette, who also plays their high school games out there, but to bring big events to the area.
Right.
And that's good for, number one, just to bring some fun baseball to the area and something for people to go out and support and see and have a good time, but also the economic impact to the community.
Right.
And so that's been one of our goals since kind of getting this whole thing going, is to build something really special here in Alton, where, you know, something we can be proud of and something we can bring big national level baseball events to Alton and the Riverbend area. And so we've got some exciting news to share here in a few minutes regarding that. And I'm extremely excited about it. When I got the word a few days ago that, you know, we were going to be able to make this announcement in a few days and bring a national level tournament to Alton. It's pretty special.
There you go. That's all the tease you need. At 9:33, just a 1-minute break because we got to get a folk on the phone, and we're going to hear all about it. I'm excited, and so should all of you. We're going to take a quick break. Come right back.
RiverBender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBender.com.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible. Covering auto, home, business, and life insurance, our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Are you in the market for new flooring? Look no further than Ed Eagles Discount Carpet. Ed Eagles has an enormous inventory of carpet, tile, vinyl, and hardwood with professionally trained carpet installers that will treat your project and home with the utmost respect. Lowe's and Home Depot can't even compare. Our discounted prices regularly beat out the big box stores. Stop by today to have your new flooring ready for the holiday season. Ed Eagles, quality carpet, tile, vinyl, and hardwood at discount prices. Located on Humbert Road in Alton.
Inspiring her dreams, and helping her pursue them. That's why we protect your house and your car, because we know they're the launching pad to their dreams. And now you can save up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. American Family Insurance.
Where you've heard about love and giving sight to the blind. My baby loving cause the sun to shine. And she my sweet little thing. She my pride and joy.
Here we go. Dallas Smarts. Eric. What is it? Curator. We got everyone helping me today. Well, Eric, thank you so much for joining back over here on our daily show. We got some breaking news. Joining us now is Eric with the NCBA. What is the news?
Yeah, it's great to finally talk about it publicly, but we've officially committed our Division I World Series to Alton, Illinois as well. So last time we were in town about a month ago, we were talking shop on the Division II event, and what can I say? The city and Dallas and everybody down there kind of just won our hearts over, and we're coming back for Division I as well. So we're excited.
This is incredible. And Dallas, this has got to be just feeling great for you guys.
Yeah, very exciting. Like we were talking just a few minutes ago, one of the goals with Lloyd Hopkins Field is to bring national level tournaments to the area, and it's good for lots of reasons, but the two big ones are bringing quality high level baseball to the area, and also the economic impact to the community. So Eric, we're real excited about having both Division I and Division II coming to Alton this spring.
Yeah, and it's great, like I was just saying, to finally talk about it. We've been working on this for quite a bit. Like we were saying, our Division II event got solidified. Before the Division I event, we actually came down specifically to look for Division I, just because the event's a little bit bigger, it's a little bit longer, it's got some more bells and whistles, and everything, checked off and more. So we're really excited about having both events there. In the big picture, but especially Division I, we're really looking forward to it as well.
Eric, talk to us a little bit about the differences between the Division I and Division II tournaments. You mentioned there's a few more bells and whistles to Division I. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, so the bells and whistles are more on the operational side of the event. We do a broadcast. We stream everything live. We have a full-time radio guy, Ryan Norris, who's been doing this for over a decade with us. Live, you tune in, it's a live stream. It's just like watching a normal baseball game on TV. We got all the graphics and everything, got the music, commercials, everything. It's great. But as far as the actual gameplay itself, the baseball's a little bit better, I will say, but these teams are just more established. They've been around longer. Club sports, for anybody who's unfamiliar with it, a lot of it is really just off the field, day-to-day stuff. How organized are you? How much on top of your stuff? It's a full-time job essentially to run these club teams. And these Division I teams, they've been around a lot longer. They're more established. They kind of get it, if that makes sense. And they're kind of a fine-tuned, well-oiled machine at this point, if that makes sense.
Eric, that's incredible. And so whenever you were coming here the first time, you already said that you guys were kind of looking at this as a D1 landing zone. Were there any others that kind of competed with the Alton area, or was Alton's and Lloyd Hopkins Field just that well prepared to handle this type of tournament?
I think it really just goes back to Alton. They are really that well prepared. All the amenities that we saw down in the site visit, from the downtown to the field to the hotel to really everything across the board that we look for, kind of just speaks to Alton, Illinois. It speaks to Lloyd Hopkins. It speaks to the resources, the staff, the people that we were working with. Really across the board, it kind of just spoke to everything that we need as a staff and as a tournament. To really put on an event that these teams deserve, because these guys work so hard throughout the year. They're student-run organizations. Everything falls back on them at the end of the day, and we want to give them the first-class experience they deserve.
Absolutely. And another question on this is just, we keep talking about economic impact. Do we have a final number yet of what that's going to deliver?
Well, there's estimations out there. I think between the two tournaments, it's safe to say, we should hit $1 million out of this in a couple of weeks. Yeah, when you start adding up all the hotel rooms, the hotel room stuff is easy to track, because you can work directly, with the hotel on those numbers. But these people, they're going to come here and eat. They're going to do some shopping. They're going to come downtown to some of the local establishments and spend money. So, at the end of the day, there is a formula, and once we get those numbers, we'll be able to know for sure. But I think it's safe to say, over $1 million will be spent in the Riverbend area, during these two tournaments. So it's just a great opportunity.
For sure, and just kind of piggyback off what you were saying, Dallas. The hotel room nights alone, I believe, will do around 700, if not more, total room nights between the two events. The Division II events, I believe, 5 days, so everybody will be in town for 6 days just because of the travel day and whatnot. And then the Division I events, 8 days. So technically, they'll be around for 9 days throughout both. So that's 15, 16 days total. We'll have 8 teams in the area. Room nights, they'll be going out, as Dallas said, experiencing downtown, just kind of pumping money back into the city.
That's incredible. And, something else that's really remarkable. So are these events going to piggyback off of each other? Are we going to have D1 and then a month later is it D2, then a month later D1? I wasn't picking that up early on.
Yeah, they'll be pretty. Go ahead, Eric. You go ahead.
No, yeah. It's basically just a 1 day break.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Division II will start on the 19th, I believe, off the top of my head. And then the championship game is Tuesday, the 23rd. And then Division I will start on Friday, I believe. So maybe a couple days in between. But we'll be right back to each other, and we'll kind of just keep the momentum going.
Perfect segue. Dallas, are you guys ready for this day break, and then you're right back to it?
I tell you, we're going to start getting busy at the field next month with Lewis and Clark starting. So baseball season is just around the corner. But no, we're real excited about those couple weeks in May. And the nice thing about it is the night of the Division I championship game, the very next night is the River Dragons home opener. So besides that, we won't be up to much.
Well, and that
we just want to get busy.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and that's got to feel good. I mean, you come here. I mean, the River Dragons, year 3 starting?
Yep.
And, you're having all this development in the baseball world, and not even just that, but the development of the community kind of around this team. That's got to feel really good to partner with NCBA and really kind of drive this forward.
Yeah, it is a great feeling. I mean, when we started this, there was so many unknowns, and now here we are going into year 3 of the River Dragons, but we also have this basically a brand new playing surface out there that we're able to do a lot more than just the River Dragons. It's gonna, it's Lewis and Clark's home field now. It's been Marquette's home field for a long time, and we hope to make this the NCBA World Series, somewhat of a permanent fixture here, and that's the goal. And we're going to work really hard to do that, and kind of go from there.
That's incredible. And Eric, you've talked before about some of the qualifications that you look at in certain organizations, certain jurisdictions, certain towns. Take us through just how you guys connected with Dallas and connected with Lloyd Hopkins Field. Was it just a perfect fit?
It was really just a perfect fit. And, going back to the very start of this process, I actually believe it was Dallas who reached out to us and kind of just put this opportunity on our radar. And from there, we've kind of just taken it one step at a time. The field speaks for itself. We did the site visit back in December, shortly before the holidays. And, everything from the city to the field to the resources and the amenities, it really just checks every single box.
And now, was the D1 World Series, have these always been located in more of the coastal towns, or have we had a lot of Midwest towns hosting this tournament? Because that's kind of new too.
Yeah, absolutely. Our Division II event has been out in Kansas recently. That is kind of central. Division I, though, has really been East Coast. It's been in Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina. It's really been on the East Coast. So we're really excited. One of the big things we always hear from our teams is, hey, come more central. Come out to us. We're sick of taking these flights. We want the East Coast teams to feel what we're feeling. So that's a really big icing on the cake. And the other one, obviously, is you guys being so close to St. Louis. You got a major airport right in your backyard. For those teams who do have to fly in, it's a really great asset to have that, 20, 25 minutes away, whatever it may be.
This is just huge. And I'll let you and Dallas once again kind of overview the event, and I'll, do what I do best and say the floor is yours, Senators. Tell us fill us in on all the details, and I'm going to stay out of your two's way.
You want to take the lead on this, Eric? Or?
Sure. Yeah.
It does feel weird to talk about this in public. We've been talking about it a lot on the phone and text messages, and now here we are, talking about it. But the Division II thing, the Division II tournament will kick things off. That runs May 19th through the 23rd, and then a couple-day break in between. And the Division I goes from May 26th right up to June 1st with the championship game. And we just can't be more excited about having that here at Lloyd Hopkins Field.
And how many teams competing?
8 teams each event. And one thing I would love to throw out is really just give a shout out to these teams.
Yep.
No matter which 8 they are, a lot of people don't really, I guess they're not familiar with the club sports. All these guys, they're doing it for the love of the game. They could have played ball at the next level somewhere else at a different school. Maybe it's a smaller school. Maybe it was a school they didn't want to go to. They chose a different school. Maybe it was because of academics or, whatever the reason may be. But now they get to continue playing at the college level. Everything they do falls back on their shoulders. The fundraising, travel, the securing fields, the uniform purchasing, equipment purchasing, everything they do is back on their shoulders. With little to no funding from the school, no less, too. So these guys are really just doing it for the love of the game, and it shows when they play, especially when you get to this point at the World Series. It's going to be 8 best teams in the country. Our Division I level has 132 teams. Our Division II level has 122. So at this point, it's really going to be the best of the best, and it's going to be some great baseball.
Well, Eric, I know when you guys were here in December, Sandy Sanderson, the NCBA president, was with you, of course, and he told an interesting story about the level of baseball players that are involved in club sports. And I thought his story was pretty interesting because he played club baseball when he was in college, and he said right up, he goes, I wasn't a Division I baseball player. I was probably a Division II or Division III level baseball player, but I wanted that education from Penn State. And so the club sports gave him the opportunity to go to Penn State, get his education there, but also play baseball. I mean, so it's just because this is club baseball, it's not just it's a lot more than just a beer league. These guys are good baseball players, and we're going to see a lot of talent come to Alton this May.
Absolutely, and I think that's well said. A lot of these guys are going to different schools for their various reasons, whether they didn't want the commitment of playing at the school team, they wanted to choose certain schools for majors, academics, whatever it may be. But a lot of these guys, they are damn good baseball players. We really equate it sometimes to, we get the question, how do you equate it to NCAA? I would say Division II. But at the same time, we do have a lot of Division I caliber players. We've had guys who get drafted out of our league. We've had guys make it to the pros out of our league. So, these are very good baseball players. They take it very seriously. And, it's fun to watch.
And let me pop back in here just to kind of circle back. And I am so ready for this tournament. I think you guys hit it right on the head to have, passionate players, really passionate to get this, their teams, organized, to get them formed. When is the best time to look for ticket prices, and how can we find tickets to these events?
Yeah, so we actually have yet to make a public announcement on our website. But the first time I'm talking about it, which is exciting. But everything will be released today. We're going to have a press release going out. We're going to have our websites fully updated with all the information surrounding Alton, Illinois, the field, the area, the ticket pricing. So we'll have a World Series page, a hub essentially, that'll cover everything and anything, from ticket prices to brackets to information about the event to, the schedule to all that good stuff.
Awesome. Well, we got about a couple of minutes left. Dallas, Eric, take it away for us if you guys want, and just kind of preview this and summarize it.
I've got a question for you, Eric. Cool. If obviously we're talking a lot about the postseason for club baseball, but what's the easiest and best way to follow these teams throughout their regular season and kind of track and see who's playing well and get a little bit of maybe a preview of who we might expect to see here in Alton in May?
Yeah, so our website, clubbaseball.org, is probably the best resource for that. It's got everything from the standings page to the schedules to, like I was saying, the World Series page, playoff pages. It's got everything laid out for you to kind of just follow along, like you said. You can see what teams are doing well, what teams aren't. You can follow along with playoff events because basically these teams, the World Series teams, are going to be qualified through a regional tournament, which will be a couple weeks prior. So when the time comes in, late April, early May, all those region tournaments will have their 4 teams qualified for it, and those winners end up going to the World Series. So all that information can be found on our website. You can follow along. Our social media, we're on Twitter and Facebook. We post regularly on there. Just search NCBA. But yeah, it's going to get real exciting in a couple weeks because February 1st is our kickoff date for the spring season, and we're off from there.
That's incredible. And by the way, guys, clubbaseball.org once again, and I love it right here on the website, Dallas. It says 2023 World Series information will be updated soon, and we just updated you on it right now. Anything else you guys want to say before I let you go?
I would love to just say thanks to everybody over there. Everybody from Dallas with the River Dragons to everybody at the Great Rivers and Routes Tourism Bureau. All the above. You guys have been instrumental, in this entire process. Everything from putting it on our radar to really giving us anything we need to, just being our right-hand man throughout this all and giving us this opportunity. So just wanted to say thanks.
Well, the thanks actually, it goes both directions. Like I said earlier, we can't be more excited about having you guys here in Alton in May. And we just can't thank you enough for giving our community the opportunity to host such a great 2 events, not just one, but a really fun 2 weeks of baseball coming up.
Yeah, we're excited to make this announcement later today and kind of just see what the teams have to say about it. I'm sure they're going to be pumped. There's only pros with everything that's going on here, and it's going to be exciting to get the cat out of the bag.
Absolutely. And guys, really want to thank you again. The Summer of Baseball coming up this year over at Lloyd Hopkins Field, D2, D1, and I'm not going to update my windows yet. I'm talking. and everything else in between with the River Dragons. Eric Dallas, thank you so much for your time.
No, thank you, guys.
Awesome. 9:51 right here, heart of the River Bend on this 19th day of January. Breaking the news that the D1 World Series is coming to Lloyd Hopkins Field. We're coming back to wrap up our 9 o'clock right after this in downtown Alton.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit altontoyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Munganast Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Munganast Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Munganast Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible. Covering auto, home, business, and life insurance, our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
RiverBender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBenderRadio.com.
Are you in the market for new flooring? Look no further than Ed Eagles Discount Carpet. Ed Eagles has an enormous inventory of carpet, tile, vinyl, and hardwood with professionally trained carpet installers that will treat your project and home with the utmost respect. Lowe's and Home Depot can't even compare. Our discounted prices regularly beat out the big box stores. Stop by today to have your new flooring ready for the holiday season. Ed Eagles, quality carpet, tile, vinyl, and hardwood at discount prices, located on Humbert Road in Alton.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
If you like to get out and go with a friend riding shotgun, the Z-Force line of sports side-by-sides are the perfect machines for you. Whether exploring the backcountry or racing down the trails, these beasts flat out give you more without having to pay for more. Life's too short to stay home.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Linux system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox, innovation never felt so good.
It is 9:56 right here in the heart of the Riverbend on this 19th day, a Thursday in downtown Alton. Hey, OSF Healthcare has been providing us some really great insights on some things to keep your eye out for, and this is a great article that was just sent to our newsroom about hepatitis B and knowing the risks and symptoms. This is something I'll be talking to you again about next week, but did you know this is it's a two-parter, but this is part one. The average person may think that things like the flu or common cold, especially during winter, and they think that that's going to be the thing that gets them sick. You wash your hands and don't cough or sneeze into open air, we're constantly told. But when it comes to hepatitis B, experts say it's not a disease we need to think about daily. David Rashimsky from OSF Healthcare in Urbana said while there are many types of hepatitis, A, B, C, D, and E, they're all described inflammation of the liver. How it's spread? Well, Dr. Oskimsky says hepatitis B is most commonly spread through bodily fluids like blood, saliva, and fluids from the, private areas. A common scenario, he says, is young adults spreading the disease by sharing needles to inject drugs. Sexual relations between people who are infected can also result to the spread. And their everyday scenarios. Somebody may share a toothbrush or even a shaving razor with a person close to them. Children may be roughhousing outside and get cut, exposing their blood to others. But Dr. Ripshinsky stresses that hepatitis B doesn't have to be a chief concern when, for example, your kids are on the playground. Just make sure they avoid contact with blood, and ideally families, roommates, and partners who would know ahead of time if the people they are around have the virus or have been exposed. Something else you don't need to worry about in 2023, getting hepatitis B from donated blood. They're almost non-existent now, Dr. Ripshinsky said. Due to advanced testing, the blood bank works to evaluate a blood donation in terms of the risk of contracting and transmitting hepatitis B to another person. Right now, the risk is maybe 1 out of a million. Wow. Their symptoms? Well, not all people who get hepatitis B have these symptoms or even show them, but those who get an acute sudden infection may experience fatigue, nausea, loss of appetite, pain in the right upper abdomen, and for smokers, less desire to even smoke. There you go. Dr. Ripshinsky says that 30% of people with acute hepatitis B develop jaundice, the hallmark symptom of liver disease. And yellow jaundice is a condition where the skin will have a yellowish tint to it. The whites of the eyes will have a yellowish tint to them, Dr. Ripshinsky says. Sometimes it can also be very subtle depending on the light. You may not even notice it. The other extreme, a person looks like they're ready for Halloween. They look like a pumpkin. That's a quote from the doctor. The chief long-term effect of hepatitis B in terms of decades, not months, Dr. Ripshinsky says, is cirrhosis of the liver, which can be life-threatening. Quote, when you develop scarring of the liver and there's buildup of scar tissue, you can develop a liver shrunken in size. It's not functioning as well because of the loss of liver cells from the scarring, he says. And just an interesting take on just such an interesting article, really interesting. That's a part one. There's part two that I'm really interested to hear about because, something that you guys don't know is in pro wrestling, there's worries like that because you're bleeding and you don't know who you're wrestling with. Listen, you're traveling all over the country, and that's a major concern. So I'm really interested about it too. But coming up, we got a few more interesting interviews on the spot fingerprinting, if I can get my words out right, and then Sally with the Jersey County Sheriff's Department, the first ever sheriff's deputy. We'll get all that and more in the 10 o'clock hour. Right now, it is right at 10 o'clock in downtown Alton. We'll take a break for top of the hour news and come back with some news stories and then on the spot fingerprinting.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Munganast Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Munganast Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Munganast Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible. Covering auto, home, business, and life insurance, our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
RiverBender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBender.com.
Are you in the market for new flooring? Look no further than Ed Eagles Discount Carpet. Ed Eagles has an enormous inventory of carpet, tile, vinyl, and hardwood with professionally trained carpet installers that will treat your project and home with the utmost respect. Lowe's and Home Depot can't even compare. Our discounted prices regularly beat out the big box stores. Stop by today to have your new flooring ready for the holiday season. Ed Eagles, quality carpet, tile, vinyl, and hardwood at discount prices, located on Humbert Road in Alton.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
If you like to get out and go with a friend riding shotgun, the Z-Force line of sports side-by-sides are the perfect machines for you. Whether exploring the backcountry or racing down the trails, these beasts flat out give you more without having to pay for more. Life's too short to stay home.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Lennox system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox, innovation never felt so good.
It is 10:05 right back here for top of the hour news on this 19th day of January. Breaking news, the D1 NCBA World Series coming to Lloyd Hopkins Field on May 26th. The tournament will run till June 1st. Clubbaseball.org will have more information on where you can get tickets. They're going to do a multi-game pass, and it's going to be really cool. Dallas Smart's Eric Catorti just joined me to break us that news. We were the first in the area to report it. Really proud of the team, and really want to thank you guys for tuning in for that. Also in the news, Mayor Morrow is honoring 7 volunteers with service awards. In Grafton, at the Grafton City Council meeting on the 17th of January, Mayor Mike Morrow presented a service award on behalf of the City Council to each of the 7 volunteers who donated their time, money, and resources in support of the Grafton History Museum. Many worthwhile projects have been completed through their generous efforts and expertise. Quote, "We're extremely proud of our volunteers," said Mayor Morrow. "They have freely given of their talent and unique knowledge to provide the quality of our community, and we are very grateful." That's the end of the quote. Alderwoman Mary Elizabeth has provided much of the guidance and assistance in organizing and writing documents required to create a memorandum of understanding between the Historical Society and the City of Grafton. The memorandum clarifies the daily operations as well as the role that both parties and volunteers play in overall long-term museum operations. For the complete story, RiverBender.com. Alton police officers arrested a man carrying non-lethal weapons. Dan Brandon had that story, our content director. The Alton Police Department received a report at 1:59 p.m. on January the 18th of a male subject walking in the 1200th block, of East Broadway. While armed with a handgun, officers located a subject matching the description of the male with what appeared to be a handgun in his left hand and a rifle in the backpack. Alton Police Chief Jarrett Ford said officers ordered the male to drop the weapon, but he disobeyed commands and instead racked the weapon and continued walking away from the officers. Despite the male subject continuing to disobey lawful commands, officers were able to detain him and take him into custody despite resistance, Chief Ford said. Quote, "He is now in custody at the Alton jail." Ford concluded ultimately the handgun and rifle were determined to be realistic-looking, less lethal guns. It is unclear what the suspect's intentions were, but the officers showed great restraint in what could have easily been a lethal encounter. That's a look at top of the hour news at 10:07 and this 19th day of January. Coming up, we're going to be talking on-the-spot fingerprinting. I am really looking forward to this conversation. Then at 10:35, we're going to be talking to the first female sheriff's deputy of Jersey County. All that happens and more. But before we take a break, I really just want to commend the great work of the Alton Police Department in this situation. And this could have been really, really bad. And the fact that Alton had the APD had the tenacity, had the mindset to really, have the patience to deal with this and not, take it to the extreme. Just kudos to you guys. Really great work. And I know the city of Alton is reflecting that message that I just iterated today. It is 10:08. Quick break. We come back. On the spot fingerprinting joins me next.
RiverBender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBender.com.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I. Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible. Covering auto, home, business, and life insurance, our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Are you in the market for new flooring? Look no further than Ed Eagles Discount Carpet. Ed Eagles has an enormous inventory of carpet, tile, vinyl, and hardwood with professionally trained carpet installers that will treat your project and home with the utmost respect. Lowe's and Home Depot can't even compare. Our discounted prices regularly beat out the big box stores. Stop by today to have your new flooring ready for the holiday season. Ed Eagles, quality carpet, tile, vinyl, and hardwood at discount prices, located on Humbert Road in Alton.
Inspiring her dreams and helping her pursue them. That's why we protect your house and your car, because we know they're the launching pad to their dreams. And now you can save up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. American Family Insurance.
Welcome back, Tim. Don't mind us. We're just having a really cool conversation. On the spot fingerprinting, I have been talking about you guys all week. I am excited about this. And it's Andrea?
Yes.
Awesome. And thank you so much for your time today. How's everything been going?
Everything is going well, and thank you for having me.
Now, right off the bat, you moved to Alton about 9 years ago, correct?
I did.
And the reason for that, you were getting married?
I got married, yes.
Marriage still going good?
Absolutely.
Good answer, good answer. Well, this is so cool. So take us through this. On-the-spot fingerprinting is one of the services that you provide in a larger branch of services to the area. Take us through that.
Yes, on-the-spot fingerprinting was created in 2022. I was on a live on Facebook, and one of the people who was on there mentoring had a fingerprinting company. I'm already a notary, so fingerprinting obviously was going to be my next thing, and it just got very interesting to me. So I started the company about May of last year. The other company I have is Accurate Diagnostic Labs, which we do a lot with DOT, non-DOT drug testing and collecting.
Okay.
We can do instant testing there. We do COVID instant testing. We do DNA testing. We do hair follicle testing, fingernail testing.
I better not make you mad. Now, do you provide the services to, like, if I was just, at home and maybe my little one was acting up and maybe being foolish, and I go, time to look and see what you're doing. Would I give you a call for that testing, or is it for companies?
It is for individuals also.
Uh-oh.
Not just companies.
I apologize to all the youth out there. Uh-oh. This is great. So take us through this. I mean, you provide so many services, and I'm looking, at this. I mean, you said DNA, hair testing, collection, rapid COVID testing, random probation, court-ordered post-act. I mean, those are so many things that people really do need around here.
Absolutely.
And was that something that you developed early on and thought, this is what I need to do, or did this kind of happen as you developed the business?
It is not where I saw myself.
Okay.
Let's say it like that. So I look at it as God put me here, because I'm have a medical background.
Right. And
so I never saw myself right here.
Well, what I think is really cool is that for all of you, you're a veteran as well from the United States Army.
I am.
And thank you for your service, too. I wanted to ask you, though, is maybe some of your time in the Army put you in a better step forward to handle this business?
Absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely. The background in the Army is something that you really, you don't have. It's definitely taught to you. So, and it sticks with you.
Absolutely. That's incredible. And take us through, so you're starting this off, okay, and, you said about a year now?
Yes.
Number one, how was it kind of maneuvering right after, it seems like that's when COVID kind of started slowing down a little bit, maybe, and then it kind of kicked back up again and slowed back down. How was that to start a business right in the thick of that?
It was actually good for me because there's a lot of paperwork involved.
Gotcha.
So once you get, paperwork, licensing, and get your supplies together, pay for your equipment, pay for your training, your certifications, it was actually really good, so that by the time everything was opening back up, we were able to go ahead and push forward.
Timing's everything.
Absolutely.
That is incredible. Mm-hmm. Well, what was the first, do you remember the first job? You don't have to say who it was, obviously, but
right.
Do you know what the first task that you did with the business?
Absolutely. I did a DOT drug collection.
Okay.
And it went so smooth. I had no idea it was going to be that easy.
I was going to ask you that if there's like a lot of intensity when you're doing these, or
my goodness. The only thing is I was sent some instructions that was different from the training that I had. So I called my mentor, Toya Wallace, and she was able to walk me through that portion. And from there, it was smooth sailing.
That is incredible. Now, talk to me about this fingerprint stuff here.
Yes.
This is an art. Okay. Now, how long can you test? How long does it have to be can you test? So let me rephrase this because I'm getting too excited. So let's say maybe I think somebody got into my car or something. Maybe and just throwing it out there. Could you test it like 3 or 4 days later? How does that work?
I don't do that type.
Okay.
The type I do is biometrics.
Really? Okay, the floor is yours, Senator. Fill us in on all of this.
So I do electronic and I do the regular 258 cards. And and I do fingerprinting for everything except for children health and welfare.
Okay.
So the fingerprinting process is very simple. It takes no time at all. I mean, I've gotten it down to about 10 minutes, start to finish. Wow. So, and I channel to the FBI, I channel to the state police and to the FBI. So
I'm telling you, you do not want to get her on your bad side. Well, so take us through. So whenever you're doing these fingerprinting, is it for people getting, government jobs that maybe need to have it scanned? Is there what kind of entails that?
Okay, so it is for jobs. I do a lot of I-9 verification. I do a lot of fingerprinting for different types of jobs, realtors, doctors, people in these professional positions that need to have their license renewed.
Gotcha.
Especially towards the end of the year, that's when a lot of the realtors and such need their fingerprinting done for the next year.
So they go, oh, wait, we were supposed to do that 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
Give her a call.
Just like our driver's license.
You are to give. Mine's the tag. Oh, my goodness. Well, have you had some, so has someone called you yet going, like the misinterpretation that I just made where they're going, I think my nephew got it in my darn drawer. Have you had those calls yet?
I have not.
Oh, well, maybe I'm just the only one. So you provide these for personal, for non corporate consumers, which I think is really cool. How can people reach you if they want your services? Because you offer a lot, and we can talk about the other ones you provide too. Promote the heck out of it because you have a great service.
Okay, thank you. So I'm located at 200 North Center Drive.
Okay.
And that's in Alton. It's in the Calc building.
Okay, I got
you.
I
have an office in the Calc building. The phone number there is 314-970-2266. Also, I do have a website, and the website is www.accuratedxlab.com.
I'm typing.
Okay.
Took me right there.
Yes. And we're also working on another one for on-the-spot fingerprinting for itself. So, yes, and in the lab, like I said, we do DOT, non-DOT urine testing and collection. We do, and I say the testing is instant. DNA, hair testing, collection, random COVID. We do rapid COVID testing, random probation, court-ordered, and post-accident, so I can go on a job. Somebody had an accident there. They want them to be tested just because there was an accident. And all of my services are mobile also, so it's not just at the office.
Right on.
I have notary services, apostille services, and we also do teeth whitening at that location.
Okay, I got to ask you. Because I've been looking at this on the card, and I'm like, how do I do this? How the hell did you guys come up with teeth whitening with all of this? How did we come up with that one?
Well, the way that my mentor brought me in and explained to me, you don't just want to offer one service.
Right.
You need some additional services to have in between when you're having your appointments, because teeth whitening is something that I can just they walk in to get teeth whitening done. So,
well, you're right. I mean, that's a great way because it seems like a lot of this could be seasonal, like you said, with the with the fingerprinting happening a majority at the end of the year, or a lot of it happening then. I mean, that's really cool, and all this is being provided for right here. And what I like is the mobile. Now, was that something that you had instilled day one? I'm going to provide myself to the people. And
I started mobile.
Really?
Because I didn't really know how it was going to go. And I wanted to just get my feet wet. So I started out mobile, and I just said, well, I will continue doing mobile testing as needed.
That's incredible. Now, have you had any weird jobs yet? Like some of the ones that you just keep you up at night going, I'm never doing that again. I had a delivery business, and let me tell you something. You'll see some things doing that too.
I have not.
That's good. That's good. What's been the best part about this journey? Because, like you said, you Army veteran, you're a notary public, now you're doing this and carrying on a lot of those tools that you learned along the way. I mean, this seems like you just kind of put everything that you're really in, that's in your wheelhouse together.
Yes. The best thing for me is meeting different people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a people person, and I love to meet and talk to different people. Sometimes I go on a little too long, but
me too.
They come in for their appointment and they're like, okay, thank you. And I'm like, well, it's such and such and this. And, okay, well, let me give you my card in case, and I'm thinking in case you want to call me and we finish this conversation.
Now, how's the reception been? Have people in the community been really open and welcoming you in?
Oh, my goodness. This has been the best. The people at Calc, they're so awesome because a lot of my clients come in and they think that the Calc entrance is the entrance to the office, and it's not. It's downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
But they're so nice. They bring them downstairs. They'll direct them if they're teaching. They'll just direct them down. But they're really awesome. Fred and his team are awesome.
It actually sounds very similar here because our studio's in the basement as well. Mm-hmm. And it's one moment I started, I'm like, man, how am I going to get back upstairs and grab these guys and come? All the people upstairs, the great folks at RiverBender, just go, hey, he's downstairs. So
Absolutely, they directed me.
Did they? Thank you all upstairs. Well, and take. So take us through this. So if we want to use your services, what's the best time to book? I know that you do, as soon as possible appointments as well.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Because I do have walk-in appointments.
Okay.
Online, I have scheduling. The office hours are usually 9 to 4.
Okay.
But I do provide services after 4 o'clock, and I do provide services prior to 9 o'clock.
What I think is really interesting, I like the fingerprinting. That's cool. I just think that is so awesome. And no, she's not fingerprinting me because there's statute of limitations out there. But what I think is really, and this is a more serious, is this breath alcohol test that you provide. And I mean, my mind just started racing with that, topic itself because there's so many times that there's workplace accidents or there's different types of, situations occur. And this is a lot of times a lot of the cause for some of this.
Yes. So I do have a breath alcohol tester, and I'm working on getting the one. I have one that is DOT recommended, but they have one that prints out a receipt, and I'm working on taking that class so that I can have that one. But yes, the breath alcohol testing, it takes no time at all, like 3 minutes. If you know you had it, you had it.
Yeah. Those things are hardly wrong. You can chew all the mint gum you want.
Exactly.
I love this. Yeah, this has been awesome. I mean, I really appreciate you coming in. So, what's the service you provide that you get the most fulfillment out of, or that you look forward to those jobs? I mean, every one of them, I'm sure you're passionate about.
Absolutely.
But is there one that kind of goes, man, this is so cool. This is really what I love doing.
I would say the fingerprinting, because the fingerprinting, I'm looking at people are getting new jobs, especially the young people. I love to see them coming in to get their fingerprinting done. And I'm going to ask, do you already have a job? Are you applying for a job? Is this for a license? And they're very open to tell me, no, this is a job that I'm applying for. So I want to congratulate them, and I want them to know that, at least there's one person that's rooting for them.
That is so cool. I mean, seriously, that is awesome. And when just talking to you, because we had never met before,
No.
People, it's just, CJ, how do you know all these people? I don't. I just call. That's what you do. And we're talking, and just to hear your passion for people, you're just a people person.
I really am.
And you're seeing the next generation start their next chapter of their life. I didn't even think about that.
Absolutely.
That's incredible. Well, we got a couple of minutes left, so fill us in. What would you like to tell us about your business? How can we, maybe utilize your services? What's the best way to reach you?
Okay. So for the fingerprinting, like I said, the website, we're still working on that one. But there will be a the website is made. It's just not up and running.
Okay.
So on the Accurate Diagnostic Lab website, there are fingerprinting services on there that, the appointments are set up for. The appointments are about 30 minutes apiece. But like I said, I do walk-ins. I just ask that the walk-ins, if you want to you wake up and be like, hey, let me go do this. Yeah. Then just give me a call, say you're on your way, and I'll be there ready for you.
That's me. That is literally me. All right, I guess I'll do this today. I put it off long enough.
And then the other portion of my day, if it's okay.
Yeah, go for it.
I do. I'm a member of a group called I Am Walk.
Okay.
I Am Walk is a group of women.
Okay.
It's all women, military, prior military, thinking about going into the military. We want to help mentor them into, going through the military.
Wow.
So, and that is nationwide. So, we're currently doing a member drive right now for any women who want to, or they're thinking about joining the military, if they've retired, or if they're a veteran, any women veterans. We're doing a member drive, so they can also go on the I Am Walk website, and it's just iamwalk.org. And
that's really
we're looking
cool.
forward to that. We have our first convention this July. It's July 11th through the 15th.
Okay.
So I'm just looking forward to some new women reaching out.
That is so cool. I mean, honestly, we need to have you back on just to talk about this in depth.
Yes.
Let's do that.
Absolutely.
That's just a tease of what's coming with Andrea. Thank you so much for stopping by.
No problem.
And what's your website again?
The website for Accurate Diagnostic Labs is accuratedxlab.com.
Thank you very much. At 10:28, Andrea, thank you so much for hanging out with me.
I appreciate it.
On this 19th day of January, a quick break, and then coming up, the first ever female sheriff's deputy of Jersey County after this.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Mungan Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Mungan Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Mungan Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible. Covering auto, home, business, and life insurance, our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
RiverBender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBenderRadio.com.
Are you in the market for new flooring? Look no further than Ed Eagles Discount Carpet. Ed Eagles has an enormous inventory of carpet, tile, vinyl, and hardwood with professionally trained carpet installers that will treat your project and home with the utmost respect. Lowe's and Home Depot can't even compare. Our discounted prices regularly beat out the big box stores. Stop by today to have your new flooring ready for the holiday season. Ed Eagles, quality carpet, tile, vinyl, and hardwood at discount prices. Located on Humbert Road in Alton.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
If you like to get out and go with a friend riding shotgun, the Z-Force line of sports side-by-sides are the perfect machines for you. Whether exploring the backcountry or racing down the trails, these beasts flat out give you more without having to pay for more. Life's too short to stay home.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Lennox system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
Don't need money, don't take fame, don't need no credit card to ride this train.
10:33, right back here on this 19th day of January. You gotta wait for Huey Lewis. That's the power of Sally Arbuthnot. Did I get it right? Did I?
Arbuthnot.
Oh.
You're fine. You're fine.
Oh, man, I did it last time. I even told Sally, I said, right before she came on, I said, listen, I butcher your name during the
It's
newscast.
okay. It's a hard one.
But this is a really cool story. I mean, you've had a heck of a run here. You were the first correctional officer, right, in the
Yep.
Jersey County Jail?
Yes.
And then now you're the first female sheriff's deputy. That's
Yep.
pretty darn cool.
Yes, I'm very excited about it. I started at the Sheriff's Department back in 2016 and was the first female then. And now I was like, you know what? I'm going to be the first female deputy. And here I am. I'm 6 years later. So it took a while, but I made it. So,
Well, tell us how your journey started. How did you get into this industry, this field?
well, so I went to college at Lewis and Clark. I always knew I wanted to go into the criminal justice field. So I did an internship with the Jersey County Sheriff's Department. They ended up hiring me a few months later after I was finished with it. And I did an internship there over spring and summer. And I was like, man, this is really interesting. I got to get into this. I got to do this. So they hired me into the jail. And they worked around my schedule a lot because I was still in college at the time.
Right.
So I finished college, went to the Corrections Academy, and that's kind of what started the journey at the Sheriff's Department.
That's incredible. And I really just think it's so great to, kind of see this. I mean, history's being made still today.
Yeah.
That's so cool. So take us through this. So how did it happen? How did you get the call? Did you know this was coming, or was it just kind of a surprise thing?
It was actually a surprise.
Wow.
It really was. Like, I knew someday, some of the guys would retire and I would finally get a spot, but it was kind of out of nowhere. I worked part-time at Grafton Police Department.
Okay.
I was actually working down there, and the sheriff at the time, Sheriff Ringhausen, called me, and he's like, hey, I need you to come to town. We're doing a canine fundraiser type thing. And I'm like, okay, sure, I'll stop by and eat lunch or whatever. And then all of a sudden he comes out, and he was like, you've done everything I've asked you to do, and you're in. And I was kind of shocked. I was like, oh, wow. I was like, oh, that's awesome.
That's so crazy. I mean, seriously, that's crazy in a good way. So when was your first official day, on the patrol?
It was November 12th was the first day I went out.
And no, she didn't arrest me right afterwards. Text line gets a little wonky sometimes. So how's it? I mean, it's winter, so it's a little bit slower.
Yeah.
But are you getting your bearings? Has the community kind of showed their support for you too?
Oh yeah. It's been great. Jersey County's a good community.
It is.
It's a small community. I've lived there all my life, so
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of the people, and working in the jail really gave me a lot of experience, and I built a good rapport with a lot of the people I dealt with in the jail. So,
Right.
It's beneficial to work in the jail and go to the road. It really is. So.
Well, I feel like it's a good building block, really,
Yes.
because you get to really experience all of that before it's thrown in your face.
Yes, absolutely. Yep.
Well, I'm in pro wrestling, and one of the promoters I worked for down in Mount Vernon, well, he was a prison guard over at one of the prisons in Illinois.
Okay.
And he said, you know what? I'm telling you, ask anyone that was a correctional officer, anyone that's been in the jail system, that's been a part of it, they can write a book.
Oh, yes.
You got some?
Yes.
We don't have to say. To me, it's such an interesting thing because you've really seen it all.
Oh, yeah.
And was being a police officer something that started as a kid that you wanted to do, or did you just kind of fall into it?
It kind of started as a kid. I kind of have a long drawn out history of kind of how it started.
Right on, yeah.
My grandfather, he's a retired Alton Police Department. He was a detective for a while, and then I believe he retired as sergeant. So
wow.
It was really cool, just knowing the different stories that he's had, and now it's crazy because today, policing was a lot different back then.
Right.
So now, him and I have stories to share. Back then, it was a little different. Now it's obviously a lot different. So it's really interesting to be able to, connect in that kind of way. And,
I bet because there's so many different. I bet you it's like where you can correlate, but it can't be the same type. That's so awesome. And now, who was the first one you called when you found out that you were the first female Jersey County Sheriff's deputy?
Oh my gosh, I think I called my mom. I was just so in shock. I was like, guys, if my grandma passed away a couple years ago, and if she was still here, she would have been the first person I would have called. I mean, sorry, Mom, but
we're all about honesty here.
And Grandma was my biggest fan, and unfortunately, she passed before I finished the police academy. But I know she was there with me the whole time, so I know she would be very proud. So
absolutely. Well, I mean, you're going to be doing this for quite a while. You have any intention of leaving Jersey County? Or are you happy where you are?
I'm happy where I'm at.
So, what's the next few years going to be looking like for you? Because I don't really know the progression from here. I'm not very familiar with the field.
Well, we're not a very big department, but, there's sergeant positions, there's a detective. Right now, I'm pretty happy with where I'm at. I want to get as much experience out on the road as I can, and just kind of go with the wind, just see what the future holds, do what I'm doing now, and just only get better at what I'm doing, and kind of go from there. So.
Absolutely. Well, hey, let me do something real quick. Can you sit in that microphone? That microphone just blew.
Oh. No problem.
I have never... Right there live. There you go.
Gosh, I broke it. It's my
fault. We'll build Jersey County. No, I'm just kidding. So, with this, do you have any insight? Like, if you did have the chance, if they go, hey, we got a detective spot, would you take that? Or is that interesting to you or not?
Maybe like years down the road. Doing something like that would probably be pretty cool to me, but that'd be after I get quite a few years on and quite a bit of experience.
And have you got any good feedback yet from any of the other, coworkers that you have?
Oh, yeah. Everybody who I've worked with has been nothing but supportive. As far as, I have a lot of close friends that I worked with back in the jail. We're a pretty tight-knit department. Everybody's pretty close, so...
Well, it seems like you guys are really a family more than anything.
Yes, absolutely.
That's incredible. And, I got to ask you, what was day one like? I mean, did it feel weird not going back to,
It did. It did. I was like, wow, this is different. I mean, I wouldn't change it for anything. I don't miss the jail, but, it was different, very different.
That's incredible. Well, I really, just think this is great. And are you, is there any message you want to give the citizens of Jersey County? I mean, might as well. Giving you the platform's yours.
Really, since I was a kid, I went through a tough time as a child, had an abusive father, stuff like that. Our family went through quite a bit of traumatic event that was, life-changing. Mm-hmm. So one of my biggest things I like to tell people is not all bad comes from bad.
That's right.
Coming from a bad situation like that, it's tough. It's tough to work through it. And a lot of people I come in contact with, they say, well, Sally, it's all I know. It's all I've been through. I'm like, look, listen here. I understand. Like, I've been through it, as a small child. So, I want people to know. I want to be more of an inspiration to people and say, look, you can make good out of something bad. It's not all bad. And it just makes you want to be even more of a better person and come above that and rise above that.
Well, and honestly, to me, it seems like you have the ability to connect with a lot of people that are experiencing very, serious situations, and maybe they don't know what avenue to go down. This means that you're going to be a great resource for that.
Yeah.
That's incredible. And Sally, I really appreciate this. And now you had your off day yesterday, right? Or is that today?
Yes. Well, yesterday and today I'm off.
There you go. Because you're like, well, I could come in, yesterday and right after I just worked 24 or 48 hours and do this. Now, is there a detail of this job that you weren't expecting? Like any weird tidbit stuff that maybe you were like just kind of thrown at you and you're like, oh, didn't know how to do that?
I mean, not really. I mean, I would say that it just comes as the shift goes.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I don't really know how to do this. But working in the jail, like I hear the guys on the radio all the time. Like we've said, we're all really close. So a lot of things I did know, but of course, every shift I'm like, okay, how do I do this? And it's just because it's just a totally different world out there. So, but everybody who I've learned from has been, nothing but supportive, and I ask a lot of questions, so I want to make sure I'm right. So,
well, you're really passionate about this, and that's what's so cool. Now, I got a question. 60 Minutes question. This is the hard one.
Okay.
I only ask one hard one at an interview. Pull anyone over you know yet, or stop anyone that you know yet, and they go, Sally, hey, how you doing?
Yes.
Already?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
They didn't get off, huh?
No. Well, I'm not, you
right.
You gotta be doing something crazy.
Right.
I don't want to. I'm not too hard on them. So, yeah, I've had some people from school and just people, I know from dealing with them in the jail and that kind of thing. So it's pretty much every shift you pull someone over that you know.
Do you remember when I gave you that pencil in high school, and all that? That's what I would do.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yep.
And, well, I guess the next question is, do you guys have any of, community things come up, any community programs that you're aware of? I always like to ask that because I know you do a couple of them throughout the year.
So, like I was talking about earlier, we did have, the K-Night fundraiser.
Right.
And that, I'm not sure if I'm not really too, previous sheriff would do different things. We have the new sheriff now, so I'm sure there'll be different things that he wants to do and whatnot. But the previous sheriff, we had the K-9 fundraiser, and we had a thing called Safety Pup. It's like a big dog costume, and it's good for the kids.
Yeah.
So we did that. So as far as now, I'm sure we'll have things to do. Yes,
stay tuned.
Stand by.
There you go. Well, I got a question. What's it been like? Because you've worked with the former sheriff, and now you have the new one. How's it been with the transition? Has it been a pretty smooth one?
It has.
Good.
It has. Everybody's been very supportive with the new sheriff. Obviously, every boss has different expectations and different things they want to do. But it's been great. I have no complaints right now.
Well, I really appreciate it. And Sally, thank you so much for popping in for a couple of minutes and highlighting this. And that's what I think is so cool, because every day women like you are making history and showing the world that ain't nothing stopping you.
Yes, absolutely.
There you go. 10:45 on this 19th day of January. A quick break. We come back and wrap up this Thursday morning in downtown Alton.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. winner of the prestigious President's Award, Munganast Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Munganast Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Munganast Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible. Covering auto, home, business, and life insurance, our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
RiverBender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBender.com.
Are you in the market for new flooring? Look no further than Ed Eagles Discount Carpet. Ed Eagles has an enormous inventory of carpet, tile, vinyl, and hardwood with professionally trained carpet installers that will treat your project and home with the utmost respect. Lowe's and Home Depot can't even compare. Our discounted prices regularly beat out the big box stores. Stop by today to have your new flooring ready for the holiday season. Ed Eagles, quality carpet, tile, vinyl, and hardwood at discount prices. Located on Humbert Road in Alton.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
If you like to get out and go with a friend riding shotgun, the Z-Force line of sports side-by-sides are the perfect machines for you. Whether exploring the backcountry or racing down the trails, these beasts flat out give you more without having to pay for more. Life's too short to stay home.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank. The local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Linux system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
.50, wrapping up this bad boy Thursday morning downtown Alton on this 19th day of January. What a great show. Really just really fun. And Post-Common celebrating 5 years and on-the-spot fingerprinting great. Sally, our booth knot was awesome. I got that name right finally. Just a great show. And I just am going to ask you, I am humbling myself to all of you. Humbling. You never see CJ humble. I'm going to ask you to share the show. You know, we're doing a lot of great things. We're reaching tons of people. If you look online, all the, the views reflect that and things. And seeing you guys share the show puts a smile on my face because really, I do this for the community. If I wanted to, I could come out here every day and do the Nacello show and, tell you about things that I think are cool and do pro wrestling all the time. And by the way, we're going to have some AEW wrestlers on the show ahead of their St. Louis appearance while I'm on the topic of pro wrestling. But, I really decided before the show even started that it wasn't going to be about me because so many times you see these egotistical, honestly, they're jerks. It's such and such hour. It's the such and such. Come on. It's not, you don't want to sit here and learn about how interesting my life is. Trust me, I could write a book already, but it's not about that. It's about all of us in the community doing really good things. So if you could, share this show, get the word out. And just know that there is a live and local news talk show that is going to give you everything up to date and before everyone else, whether it's regional, whether it's local, whether it's sports, we got you covered. So just share the show if you could. Maybe see it around Facebook today. I'd know that you guys are listening and giving me some love back. Hey, I want to tell you about one last news story that I think is really inspiring. This just got posted. A couple of minutes ago, Dr. Julie Steinhauer discloses her vision recovery after a stroke. This is a really interesting thing. Dr. Julie Steinhauer is the owner of Vision for Life and Success in Glen Carbon. One of a select group of functional vision doctors in the nation says all part of one's vision can be potentially restored after a stroke. Sorry, let me rephrase that. She's telling you how to recover the vision afterwards. It's not because of something that happened to her. My apologies on that. An individual's normal field of vision can be compromised by a stroke, according to Dr. Steinhauer. Visual processing, which occurs on the occipital, temporal, and parietal lobes of the brain, can be impacted. Yep, I got those words right. The severity of the visual field loss is determined based on the location and extent of the brain injury. Symptoms of post-stroke visual loss can include walking or bumping into objects, blurred vision while watching television, difficulty scanning or reading a page, or visual neglect where the patient is unable to react to stimuli on the right or left. Wow. As detailed in a YouTube video, can vision loss post-stroke, be corrected? Dr. Steinhauer said the most common symptom of visual processing after a stroke is blurriness or a blind spot. In many cases, the individual may not even be aware a change in their visual field has occurred. It's important for a stroke victim to talk to their loved one, still sinuses, promise you, it's all it is, and set up an evaluation with an eye care professional as soon as possible. The longer one waits, the greater the possibility of increased vision loss. After a stroke with vision loss, most patients will have had a specialized visual field test run to determine the severity of the loss. And for many, this test will reveal what is called the Heminian phasia. Wow, maybe. First one was definitely right. The second one, maybe not. Is where one half of the vision is missing for each eye, which is very serious. For example, a stroke on the left side of the brain causes the right side of the vision to go missing, added Dr. Steinhauer. Should the evaluation reveal the loss of the visual field, a customized therapy program specifically designed to restore the visual field can be created to help turn on the damaged visual pathway in the brain and recover vision. I think it's a really interesting read, and it's so great to know that right here locally, just a hop, skip, and a throw away in Glen Carbon, that Dr. Julie Steinhauer is and Vision for Life and Success can help you after a stroke to restore that vision damage. And I just think it's great because so many times I was doing the show and I was just talking to Ray Hartman a couple of weeks ago, actually it was last week, about, the more I do the show, the less I know. And I really mean that. And people can go, oh, wow, what a sales pitch there. Well, let me explain this to you. I owned a local business, been a part of the thick and thin of, all the happenings for a point in time in the community, and been able to, consult on a few projects, do a few different things. And the more I do the show, the more I realized how much of a bubble I was in. You know, and that's what really the whole point of the show and the whole really purpose of RiverBender.com is, if you think about it, is to provide you guys, you know, all the news around all happenings of the area, of the Riverbend communities that surround it, you know, and so whether it's, you know, vision recovery after a stroke, whether it's fingerprinting services, all this stuff that we've been able to talk about. I mean, people called me out. Seriously. I just sent a spreadsheet to an old coworker of mine of all the guests that I've had on this show in 4 months. All of them, because he saw my Facebook post. I made a post that said, hey, in 3 months, we were able to talk to over 150 different people. Different. Now you're going to go, why is that important? Well, I've been a part of shows where they have one new guest, maybe a day, and then the rest of them are reoccurring guests where you hear the same thing over and over again. And it's like, come on, let's find something new. And that's what I'm really proud about with this show and working with Riverbender and all the great staff that are upstairs, is there's always something new to talk about. So when you turn on this show each and every day of the work week, whether it's 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 10:56, you'll know you're getting something that pertains to you that maybe you've never even heard about before. And so I really just want to thank you guys for all the support. And by the way, that segues me. I spent 4 hours getting every interview from the month of December online. So please, for the love of everything that is holy, share them. Please, give me, that's what I'm getting at here. Long story short, all the interviews that we've done in the past are going on their own page on RiverBender.com called Daily Show Interviews. Even though I ask that you watch the full show live because I think I do a really good job. I just throwing that out there. We have great conversations every day of the week, and now all of those are going to be online. All of December's is. I'm working on November. Don't put pressure on me here, folks. I'm doing the best I can. But took a lot of work. So if you see one that you like, please get it out there. Get some people looking at that one again, because we have all the shows. Every full show's up there every day at noon. But we never did interviews, really, and now we're doing all of those. So really great stuff, and just really love working with the team. You know, I am very self-conscious now. Have you guys noticed I have yet to say a phone number this hour? I refuse. I really do. Yesterday, I was telling you guys how I didn't realize that on some numbers, I guess I have like a little accent or something. I don't know. Well, it turns out that Ashley was right, okay? I thought, no, I don't have an accent. I listened to one show, because I don't listen to them. I might turn them on for 30 seconds just to see how the music sounded, if I liked the way this segment started. But I never really listened to it, so I did. I went, oh, no, can't happen. So I apologize. I'll work on that. We'll get an accent fixer. Yeah. Do they make those? Hello? Anyway, coming up tomorrow, we're going to be talking to Iron Dragon Kung Fu. This is really cool. So remember Wayne Judge, he came on about 2 months ago. He brought in the really cool dancing, the lion outfit that you see in the parades for Chinese New Year and all that. Such a cool interview. Well, Wayne's coming back on tomorrow. We're going to learn about all these cool events coming our way and ways maybe we can get the little ones into Iron Dragon. And, a great opportunity nonetheless. I think Wayne's just such a great person, and to have him on the show is going to be really, really fun. Plus, in the 10 o'clock hour, it is the Riverbend CEO Hour on our daily show. Just sat down and talked to over, I don't even know, a lot of students, not even just students, I don't call them students, they're developers for a better tomorrow. Riverbend CEO provides so much resource, so many opportunities for young people to start their own business, to learn about existing business leaders, and help develop the community for a better tomorrow. But we'll save that one for Friday. At 10:10, that's when you can hear Riverbend CEO Wayne Judge is on at 9:20. So on that note, have a great day. It's been a great show. I'll see you right back here tomorrow. So just try your best to stay out of jail.